Well, this is not a fun story, but it's an interesting one. So did you guys hear about that swatting incident that resulted in a fatality?
Yes, in Kansas.
Yeah.
Where allegedly two people were having some kind of disagreement in a call of duty. Somebody gave another person an address, and then that person called the police and did a swatting, which is hey. A hostage situation is here, and the police wound up, and there was a fatality wound up being.
The guy walked outside of his house, and the police fired on him.
I thought that he went to his waistband.
That's what the police say. The police say they asked him to put his hands up, and the police say he reached or went to his waistband. He wound up being unarmed. Horrible story, tragedy. But the person who apparently called it in has been charged with involuntary manslaughter.
That's good.
I think, and
at the very minimum.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I feel like I want more.
Well, I want, because I feel like the swatting stuff is such a weird trend that's been happening for a while. Have other cases gone to court like this?
So the reason I'm bringing it up is I don't think I've heard of anything going this far, because this is actual jail time.
Right.
And I think if true, if brought to trial and winds up coming through, significantly earned.
What is the possible sentencing?
I think it's about 3 years, 36 months.
Was the victim involved in the Call of Duty?
No,
thing? 'Cause I thought
it was
I
a
heard,
random
yeah,
address.
I thought,
no.
so it wasn't like a Call of Duty
Totally
beef,
random.
right?
No.
I mean, it wouldn't be okay.
Wouldn't change
but
anything.
still,
Right,
it's just
obviously,
so needlessly tragic.
Yeah.
Like this, I don't know. To me, it's not enough. Like, it's not necessarily that I don't think it is involuntary manslaughter, but like
you just don't think the sentence is enough for the crime.
It's a mixture of things. Like, one, I don't think the sentence is enough for that kind of crime. Two, I think the kind of depraved indifference that is required for something like this it should be much more punishable. But also, let's not look past the fact that like this is also a failure of police training. Yeah. Like, this is a situation where this innocent person is dead because the current police mentality is to fire the second you sense any kind of danger, whether it's perceived or not.
I think also for me personally, it's a thing that the awareness of this kind of behavior needs to be.
Like, how is every police department in this country not already well versed in the notion that like this is a thing people do?
And it reminded me, after hearing the story came out a couple of days ago or a little bit ago, like I wonder if I should call my local police department and make sure that they are aware of this kind of stuff. Because like we all do stuff from home. We all, we stream, it's something I would like them to be aware of.
Yeah.
Like, hey, just want to let you know I've got small kids in the house. If you ever get a call or something like that, please exercise caution, that kind of thing.
Or it's like, I'm not going to second guess every single decision here, but it's just like there needs to be some sort of like hard look at the way that police respond to these situations, because this is the kind of thing you can very easily do in this country, and it's like the fact that this is the first notable fatality to come out of this is actually sort of crazy, considering how many times this has happened in recent years.
I don't know if it is the first. I can't remember for sure. This is the first time I've seen somebody.
I don't think anyone's.
A bunch of dogs have died from
Yes,
it.
like there's,
Really?
but
yeah,
I think
people they'll like go in and like shoot family dogs.
And I thought there were injuries from like flashbang.
There's definitely been injuries, but I think this is the first fatality to come out of it, at least in recent recorded history.
It's.
I could be wrong, but
it's
I have
like
questions,
a horrible, mind-numbingly senseless thing.
Yeah.
And
truly.
So I have questions, but I'm not sure we should answer them. How are people getting this information?
What? I mean, the internet. Like people's
From
addresses?
someone's handle?
Like where's the address? Well, this was
a random address.
Yeah.
Right.
And it was given to the person who did the swatting as like a I dare you motherfucker kind of thing. Like that. Like he gave him. It's like, okay, you're gonna threaten me with this. Check it out. Here's my address. Do something.
Oh God.
So anyway, believe this is Kansas. Involuntary manslaughter. The charge against him is, according to this Polygon article, described as the killing of a human being as a result of reckless behavior or in the commission of an unlawful act. So probably in the letter of the law,
right?
That is the charge. But I kind of agree with you. It's so heinous and so just like
it's just so deeply nihilistic and just like reckless.
Shouldn't the person who called and the person who gave the address be?
Well, the person who gave the address, like, it was fucking stupid. But the person did not actually commit any crime. They just gave a random address they found on Google Maps.
Right, but that is irresponsible.
I mean, it was
as well.
deeply irresponsible.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
you're
there's
right.
no penalty for that?
That's the thing. I don't know what you charge that person with. You picked
I don't know.
an address at random and just gave it to some asshole. Like I don't know what the crime there is. I mean,
It's almost like
again,
accessory.
it's
in some
reckless,
way.
but I
It's
don't
reckless.
I don't know that under the letter of the law would constitute a crime.
It's horrible. I mean, the whole thing is a
Yeah.
collision of like
Awful shit.
of awful shit,
Yeah.
of like the availability of information online, the kind of for lack of a better word, tension in a lot of the police departments, and like kind of arming up, and kind of you have to take every call seriously, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot of stuff at play there. It's horrible, and it's good to see, though. I mean, I would like to think, hopefully, this becomes a deterrent, and maybe this kind of bubbles up as like, these things can go fucking horribly awry. They are not funny. I think Patrick did an interesting write-up for Kotaku back when he was there about this, about how kind of senseless it is, and people don't understand the gravity of when they do it.
This dude had done this before.
Right.
This is like not, and he'd been, I believe, like detained for it before, but like, obviously it hadn't resulted in anyone dying the previous time. Like, but he's apparently notorious for this shit.
Well, now he's going to fucking jail. Hopefully.
Yeah, so let's see how the trial goes for that. I mean, a lot of uncharted, ground.
Yeah.
I hope that more people who do this, even if somebody doesn't wind up dead, still go to court over it. Like, I think, I don't know, it's also just like so many resources wasted.
Yeah, so
Like-
you can be brought up on like false.
Right. But
false
have they
claims.
been?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't followed
Yeah.
too many of them past the bigger ones that have made the news. I haven't followed them past like the trial, into the
Yeah.
trial.
And in a lot of cases, these are anonymous accounts that aren't necessarily, they don't have the information for who
Right.
the person is.
I don't. Also, it sounds like you also have a lot of questions, like how the police response went down and all that, and like how like you get this call from somewhere far, far away,
Right, I don't know.
or like,
Like, I don't know
there's a
what
lot of
happens
things to.
I mean, a
ask.
local
lot of
police
questions
department
to
isn't
ask.
necessarily tracking a phone call before they respond to a call like that.
I maybe just hope they would be, but maybe in reality that doesn't happen. I don't know.
I mean, and again, like
You just don't know.
I don't know.
Again, at very least, I hope there is a close examination of procedure around this
totally.
stuff.
And like nationally,
Yes.
not just in the
Yeah, no, I mean, like I think every police department that has a SWAT unit should be looking at this very hard and going, how can we prevent this from ever happening again?
and then part of me wonders, like, what is the bulk of these kind of calls like that happen on a daily basis, right?
Right.
The ones that are just like crank calls and like,
Oh my god!
it's
Yeah.
got to be. I have no idea, but it's again, it fucking chills me to the bone that this could happen. But I am glad to see somebody being brought up on murder charges, or at least involuntary manslaughter charges.
Yeah, my guess is that they're going for that charge because that's what they think they can prove in court at this point. Like you said, it's an uncharted territory. Like they haven't tried to prosecute something like that before, so I imagine that's the charges they thought they could stick.
Yeah. All right.